Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and joined by Mark Olmos. Mark, 7 races to take a look at, the rails out as well, and there's some pretty nice types, especially early on in the card.
Yeah, some connections have a chance to win some very nice races here, especially with all the big Saturday racing going on at the moment at Ascot. So this will be a great card on a Wednesday.
Let's take a look at the conditions that we are going to be faced with. As I said, the Mooble Rally is out 16 metres. There's a cutaway in the straight. We're expecting some warm conditions again and some westerly breezes. So I do expect that these horses will get their chance to run on strongly, especially with that cutaway. Should set up nicely for some good racing. Let's get straight into race number 1. It is an event for the 3-year-olds over the 1,000 metres, and there's some handy types in this.
There is indeed, Adam. We'll go straight into the replay as well of last start runner-up Olaf running second behind Slick Whisper.
Tackled and headed now by Excellent Jerry and Double Light feeling the pinch. Behind them Olaf is going for Needle Eye opening, and now Slick Whisper starts to run on at the 250. Excellent Jerry headed by Slick Whisper. Olaf down towards the rail and further back Sedano. Cash Count at the 100. Slick Whisper about a length in front of Olaf, the newcomer coming. It's Olaf the grey on the inside of Slick Whisper. Slick Whisper with its head in front. Slick Whisper.
It's an interesting run here by the grey. I thought it had absolutely every opportunity to win and just wasn't strong enough. I also questioned the form lines around Slick Whisper. So although the time was fair, you have to remember that was at Northam as well. I just think it, as I said, it had its chance. It wasn't good enough, and the field here is much stronger.
One thing I will say is that it did surprise me after the trial at 1 before that was in quite slow time, so I didn't know what to expect, but it did come out and run a fair enough race under Natasha Faithful. She keeps the ride here and has to be considered a chance. Of the speed gallopers, Adam, we'll go through them all quickly. Number 1, Hoboken from the Neville Parnham yard. Number 4, Southern Warrior from the Jimmy Taylor yard gets the blinkers on. We've also got there Delaney, who trialled very nicely, having its first start here for Brett Pope, and also another first start at number 10 in the boot from the Simon Foster yard. Brad Parnham's ride was a really impressive trial recently. They'll all go forward.
Well, that's what makes this race so interesting, is there is a lot of speed. You'd expect Hoboken from 11 to cross. The form lines there are very strong around Karalaki Miss and also I'm Incredible. Southern Warriors, you mentioned, from 14, blinkers on. They go one way and that's forward as well. Delaney, we saw from those trials when he won by 3.5 lengths, won by a length from barrier 13. You expect them to go forward as well. In the boot, led the trial comfortably from barrier 5. I think they'll be happy to sit just probably second pair back and let the others really work out in front. And then even a horse like Paris, Texas as well has shown speed, and with only 52.5 kilos from barrier 3 could also push forward. So there is going to be a lot of speed early on. As I said, I think horses will get their chance to run on strongly. So the early positions are going to be the big part, and that puts a lot of responsibility on certain jockeys. And I think Apprentice Taylor Stone has got a lot to carry on his shoulders in this race. I really like Paris, Texas. I was so keen on it last campaign. I remember on debut it opened about $50 and it ran third behind Unmarked Bills. We know that was a really nice performance on that occasion. From barrier 3, I think she can just settle there nicely. If she's patient and was able to roll out at the top of the straight with the 52.5 kilos, I think she can be too good. So I'm going to put her on top. From number 9, Delaney, 1, Hoboken and 5, Orange Strudel.
Yes, I've got the filly by Hinchinbrook on top as well. Number 6, Paris, Texas from the 10 in the boot. Number 9, Delaney and 1, Hoboken.
Race number 2 at Ascot. It is over the 1,000 metres. Only the 8 runners to take a look at here. But Mark, there are a few nice types. I know there's one that you and I both really like.
Yeah, it looks like one of the best bets of the day, Adam. But we'll go into the replay first. Her last start second. Jester Jingle, a mare by Lonhro, running second behind More Races.
Detente over on the inside is Captivated Point, followed further back Jester Jingle, and Ali is trying to thread its way through, and Little Gracie down the outside. Pike forced to go for the whip on Lord Devoutly. More Races closing in quickly, levels up with it now, and he runs past him. It's More Races on the outside for Brown. His Jester Jingle flooding down the outside, the post looming. More Races.
I couldn't believe the price that Jester Jingle got out into this run. I think it opened about $3.80, $4 on this occasion and jumped to the $8.50. You would have thought that this horse had lost a leg behind the barriers. You go through the form lines here around Allura May, Vega Magic, Sovereign Hall and even More Aces, and then a recent trial. For mine, this horse just wins with its eyes closed. I can't see how it's going to get beaten here. I was pretty keen on it last start and it ran into a nice one in More Aces, which has come out and won again since. The 1,000 metres, barrier 5, 55.5 kilos. It ticks every box for mine.
Yeah, Peter Hall rode a winner for the Kersleys on the Saturday just gone with Magic Rocket as well. But the trial between runs for me is the big thing. They've obviously got her fit. They just couldn't find a race. Send her in a trial and she'll be cherry ripe for wherever she goes around next, and she looks very hard to beat here. Another one on the speed will be number 3, Transgressor. Now, those form lines behind Viking Forest and even Candlelight Star and Tougher Grade are good.
Yeah, they really are good. And last start start was only beaten the 2.8 lengths, was wide throughout as well. You go back, Agachar Cruise, Audience, they're genuine Saturday form lines as well. Barrier 7 makes it a little bit tricky, the 55.5 kilos, I think still has to be considered.
One other one we'll just touch on quickly, the former Eastern Stater, number 1, Raja Seek. Now, the recent trial was good. Jared Noske did not move a muscle and he went to the line quite nicely, this son of Lonhro. Hasn't raced in a very long time, almost 2.5 years, but was out of the Godolphin operation or Darley operation back then, and they must have had an opinion of him because they kept him for a while before they sent him to the sales. He won a 2-year-old maiden race at Warwick Farm, and look, we know horses over east, we have to respect them coming over. It even has form behind Proxy, half a length off Proxy as a 2-year-old. So there are some form lines to tie in there.
929 days since it last raced, but as you mentioned, the trial, if you ever want to watch a horse just cruise a line, it's a Jared Noske or Ryan Hill on these trialers, and Jared Noske, as you said, did not move a muscle. If this race was over 1,200 metres, I would be so confident. I just think the 1,000 is going to be too short. I think this horse is screaming out for that 1,200 and 1,400 metres. Just want to see it go round. Can definitely win, there's no doubt about that, but as I said, when you haven't raced for almost 1,000 days, let's just watch it go around. Let's see it do it under pressure, attack the line strongly, and I think next start it could be one to follow. But one of the better bets of the day for mine is number 6, Jester Jingle, from 1 Raja Seat, number 4, 12 rounds, and 3 Transgressor.
Adam, I've got the same on top. Jester Jingle, number 6, ahead of the 1 Raja Seat, number 3 Transgressor, and the 4, 12 rounds.
Race number 3 at Ascot over the 1,200 metres, and I feel like I've said this for most races, but there are some nice types in here again. Secret Charge was certainly going to improve and did that last start. Swift Platinum has won some nice races. Ratana Beach finally was able to get their head in front on the line as well. So again, a few that I think we can follow moving forward.
Yeah, the one that was just got the head over the line last start, as you mentioned, Adam, number 8 Ratana Beach. Let's have a look at it winning on Melbourne Cup Day.
And Roth the top will need to levitate to win at the 250. Yoshi Noxus with the big white blaze hit the front. Road Singer got through on its inside. Ratana Beach is closing, however. It's Yoshi Noxus, Road Singer, and Ratana Beach. Yoshi Noxus fighting tooth and nail. Ratana Beach, though, levels up.
Well, prior to this, she just found ways of running nice races but never putting her head in front. Had the 17 races for the 1 win and had placed on 6 occasions. The form lines going in this were good enough around First Trade, Ferngrove, Hay Magic as well. And again, it looked as though when battling down the straight with Yoshi Noxus that this horse was just going to struggle and not get the job done. But it was a day for the Parnhams. Of course, he trained a treble on this day and she was one of them, and it was a really good effort from barrier 11. Now from barrier 2, there's good speed in this race as well, so again I think they just get to relax off the speed. They've got the cutaway there if they need. If not, they should just be able to come down the middle of the track, and we've seen with mares, once they get that 1 win, they can normally go on with it. I think the confidence is going to play a big part in this race.
And it's not as if she's been in bad form as well, Adam. She came with a hefty price tag as well. She's putting it all together. Like you said, I think she can string a few in a row together as well. The one that will start favourite most likely is number 6, Swift Platinum. Now, Joseph Azzopardi rides for Ross Price here and comes out of that Bunbury 3-year-old classic, which was worth $100,000, Adam, so has to be considered a chance in this.
The form lines are superior in a big way as well. You only have to go through the run, beaten half a length by Samovar, beaten by Bonnie Be Good, then winning by 5 lengths over Variation. We've seen that horse come out and win since as well, and then beaten 4 lengths by Iron Boudica. This horse is going to be very hard to beat from barrier 6, can roll forward, and from there as well, if not given a lot of pressure, and there isn't a lot of actual natural leader speed here, we've seen what this horse can do when left out in front alone. I think it'll be very hard to beat.
I do have a theory on the horse though. The 2 wins have, one of them's been in soft ground and the other one was a good 4 but slightly on the softer side, so I'm thinking maybe he needs a bit of cut in the ground, but certainly form lines are superior. Arch Tycoon ran a very nice race behind a smart one in Galaxy Star last start, and at massive odds, 70 to 1 on that occasion. Renee Forrest keeps the ride and gets barrier 1.
I haven't put it in my numbers, but I could also put it on top. That's how confused I was with this galloper, because prior to this, the form lines had only just been fairer when you take a look at it from over east. But I got a good opinion of Galaxy Star, and this horse looks as though it was going to beat it. If it's improved from this, it can win and win nicely as well. But it's just one of those ones again where you want to see again. You haven't seen too many of Kane Land going around, and Renee Forrest doesn't ride too much in town as well. So I just want to see another performance where you go, hang on a second, this horse has got it all together. It's certainly well and it's travelling nicely. So I think you can have it in your 4. I've left it out, but I'm willing to get egg on my face as well. But I thought number 6 Swift Platinum could get the job done. From 3 Secret Charge, which was good to see it improve again last start. Number 8 Ratana Beach, and 5 Step Right Up.
I've got the 8 on top, Ratana Beach, from the 2 Giggity Giggity Goo, number 3 there Secret Charge, and the 4 Coruscation.
Race number 4 at Ascot. It's over the 1,500 metres, and a few of these, Mar, they'll be trying to steal a win in town.
Yes, one of those is Lord Ludlow, last start winner at Northam. Let's have a look at it beating Phantom Choice.
Now in the Jim Hollands, and they're spreading across the track. The Dankster down towards the inside had gone up with Mercurial Spur, and out in the centre Phantom Choice. Lord Ludlow further out, and just behind it is Port Toniana. Down towards the 200, Phantom Choice had reached the lead. Lord Ludlow's coming after him. The Swallows getting through over on the inside from the Dankster. Phantom Choice fighting on. Lord Ludlow's finishing well, the Swallow, but Lord Ludlow on the outside with
Just another good performance by Lord Ludlow. I don't think it's a special galloper, but it's a working class type. It just continues to run all the way into the line. The start before, it was headed by Allstead, who was able to run on. This start, Phantom Choice, put a lot of pressure on it as well. It was able to keep knuckling down. Just an honest galloper, exactly what you want, knows where the line is as well. Barrier 1, gets the 1.5 kilo claim, still has to carry the 59. I don't think the race is going to suit as much as it has in recent times where it's been leaders' day, so that's a small concern for mine.
It's your typical Paul Jordan-like galloper, isn't it, Adam? Number 3, Rising Sea, this colt by Sebring, he's just knocking on the door to win a race.
Just didn't have much luck. Last start was wide throughout as well, but we've seen what the form lines around Humanity would do. You only have to go back 3 starts ago, beaten 2 lengths by Nashville Cat. There is no doubt at all this horse can win.
Number 8 there as well, Adam. Hello Dally, now having its second race start. Last start at Northern was enormous up the inside there, where it charged along the cutaway, ran a really nice fourth.
Sunset Pete and Hello Dally also come out of the same race. Now Sunset Pete beat Hello Dally and actually makes it better in the weights again, but I just think this race is going to really pan out nicely for Hello Dally. Was caught on the rail on that occasion, and I think just wanted a bit of room. Now from barrier 3 with the speed in the race, should be able to sit there and then just attack the line strongly. So I'm actually going to put it on top and hope he gets some each way odds here. From number 7, Sunset Pete, 3, Rising Sea, and 2, Hurricane Jack.
I've got the 3 on top. Those form lines around Humanity look very, very strong. Ahead of number 7, Sunset Pete, number 8, Hello Dally, and the 2, Hurricane Jack.